What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle. Yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce and blessings, new methods and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and the Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right. Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or a video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you paid for, right? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's gonna turn you into a boss. So you tired of being a zero? You ready to be a family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos, get them notifications. There's gonna be some information that's gonna help you win, keep you informed, or keep you entertained. So with that being said, you know how we get down over here. We back at it again with the new scams, the new fraud, the new methods that's going on out here now. So this new bank method right here, this new bank check method right here, blew my mind because they are really using AI to get over on a lot of different banks. Like AI has become a new thing to basically take over the world. AI is taking over the world because you really don't know. So this new method, this new check bank method or check method is allowing people to actually get real bank checks. People have figured out how to get real bank checks from banks. How did they figure this out? Now, a lot of people don't understand how important information and resources is, and knowledge is power. That's why I preach knowledge is power, because a lot of people just sit there blank minded and not knowing that whatever that you want to know is out there in the public world. So people have said, you know what? It's people that sit back, whoa, it's people that sit back like this, right? Just thinking. And I'm talking about scammers and fraudsters who commit check fraud or something like that. They sit back like this and they say, man, how can I do this? How can I do that? How can I get checks? How can I bypass this? How can I do this? Right? So then they get to thinking like, okay, how can we get the actual bank checks? How is that possible? Right? Why they sitting like this? Because this is what they do. So then they pick up their phone like this. And then they do something like this. So they utilize what's like they utilize what the world gives us, free resources, right? So what they do is they go to their phone and they say, man, I wonder where these banks be getting their checks from. Who print these banks checks? Like people start thinking, like, where do they get these checks from? Where are all these checks coming from, right? So then they go on Google and they type in where who prints Chase Banks checks? Let's just say like that. Who prints Chase Banks checks? So then this pops up. It literally tells you who prints off most banks' checks. It says Chase Bank partners with authorized secure third-party vendors for check print, most notably Harlan Clark. Customers can order these official checks directly through Chase online banking and Chase mobile app by visiting a branch, which are then shipped directly to them, right? So it tells you Harlan Clark. You can Google this. This is on Google. Harlan Clark, right? So then, and it says official vendor. It says key details on Chase check ordering. So official vendor Harlan Clark often prints high security checks for major banks, including those ordered through Costco, right? So it's telling you, it literally tells this is public information, right? So people say, so let's see what they're talking about. So you check Costco, right? And so it tells you exclusive savings Costco members, right? So order personal and business checks, tax forms, and accessories. So you can order checks through Costco, right? And this is on Costco's website. This is what scammers and fraudsters are doing to get this type of information, because people don't understand how a lot of information is out there in the public eye. So then they say, okay, what about this Harlan Clark, right? So then they go to the website, Harlan Clark. So hold on, let me go. Harlan Clark. So welcome to Harlan Clark, part of the Veracast family. We're here to provide secure and easy personal and business check printing. Let's get started. And this is the website. This is a public website, like a legit website. These are places that help many different people, from small businesses to the top businesses, right? So order checks, check status, customer service, concerned about check fraud, things like that on their website, right? So then you go over here and say order checks. So then it says allow, and it says order mychecks.com official site. Use your account information to order checks and view order size, right? So then they say, okay, these are the places that are printing off these bank checks. So then what they do is they say, okay, we got something what you call there is AI out there. So now they're starting to use AI bots to call these places and basically get checks ordered and printed off from major banks. And what they once they get the checks, they sell them on the dark web, and people go on the dark web and they buy these checks because at the end of the day, oh whoa, at the end of the day, every, everything that the scammers and fraudsters are doing are actual legal are legal ways that people have to handle their business. They just do it in fraudulent ways. So real people have businesses. They order checks through this company. These are real businesses and real people out here. It's just people are figuring out how to utilize loopholes. So if a hacker gets a company's information, knows who's the HR department, who's the head person, get all this information, and they spoof call this place and say, "Hey, we need some checks ordered, blah 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 blah," and they get some Chase Bank checks ordered. Now they got these blank checks, Chase Banks or whatever checks that they need. Now they're photoshopping these checks, meaning that they either got blank checks or they got to wash them. More than likely blank checks. So now they can literally get the MICR ink, the real printers that they need for this, and print whatever that they want to print on these checks. And like I told y'all before, people are buying these checks and they're going with them through the real pay period. There's multiple businesses out here like that. Is people are figuring out where to get the real Targets checks, the real Walmart checks. Like you could, this is all public information that people just can easily Google and figure out. And once they figured that out, then they start, okay, we're gonna figure out who, like people, the tools is out there for people to do a lot of different things. Because like I said, the evolution of check fraud has went from 25 years ago, people utilizing fake checks, putting fake checks into their own accounts and withdrawing the funds and then just closing the accounts. It wasn't as popular as it is right now. Now, if you do that, you going to jail. They calling the police on you, but people wasn't going to jail back then for committing check fraud like that. Like unless it was like just major check fraud, like a habitual check fraudster. But no, they wouldn't go to jail for that. Now they got it where they're making it easier for people to cash checks. They're making it easier for people to make checks and do different things and get information because people are selling information on the dark web. Like I listen, the dark web is real. People don't understand how real the dark web is. Like people might be like, it's hard, the dark web faking. The dark web is not fake. At the end of the day, it's a lot of BS on the dark web. And a lot of people who don't know about the dark web are the ones who run into the BS because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're searching. They don't know what they're looking for. And then the people who actually know about the dark web and actually know about the procedures and the steps that you have to take to properly go on there and surf, they're understanding and knowing people and finding places and know where to go to get certain information that they need. Most people look for sites on the dark web. People who know about the real dark web, they look for forums. Look for because people who have sites and real sites and things like that are on forums, not they're on forums. Let's put it like that. And that's how people network and meet people and find real sites and things like that because there are cybersecurity police on there. And there are police officers that make sites. Like it's not as like sweet as y'all think, but it's sweet for real for these hackers and these scammers and these fraudsters to if they to know what they know to do what they do. So the evolution of check fraud has definitely evolved from basic check fraud to scammers hacking databases, getting templates to different businesses, putting people on, making people on fake payrolls, getting ordering the actual checks and printing their own actual information on these checks. It's getting real out there. People are figuring out any and every way to get any and every information that they want to be able to obtain some type of funds. And like I said, at the end of the day, at the end of these scams, at the end of these frauds, somebody is a victim and nobody wants to become a victim. So like I tell you guys all the time, for these businesses to be safe, they got to step up their security database. Easy as that. And a lot of times people don't know, a lot of businesses hire hackers to help them make their security database stronger, because what they do is they say, okay, hack into our system. The hacker hacks into their system, and once they hack into their system, they let the company knows where they're vulnerable at, and by them knowing where they're vulnerable at, they improve their security database and security system in those areas to make it even stronger. So hackers, white hats, some gray hats get paid to do these type of jobs that are legit jobs. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's just once people get the power, understand the power that they have and what they can do, that's when a lot of things change and they become black hats. So businesses need to get stronger security databases. People need to start getting Northern LifeLock to monitor all their personal and financial accounts to make sure no suspicious or funny activity is going on. And Northern LifeLock will monitor the dark web to make sure none of your personal information is being sold on there, floating around. Make sure you guys are freezing your credit profiles, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Um, so nobody can get anything in your name, no loans, credit cards, lines of credit, no cars, no apartments, no nothing. Make sure you guys are getting new credit card and debit cards every so often, because this information is one of the most popular things that are leaked and compromised. So just think about all the places that you done used your card, how long you done had your card, and all the compromising database and leak that's going on. People that had their card for 5, 6 years, they ain't never had a new card. And every time we didn't tap, swipe, insert, or order online, that information is stored on a new database. So once we get new cards, new information, it's a fresh start so that old information will no longer be valid. All right, so get new cards, get new information, new debit card, credit cards, new information, so you can have a fresh start. Freeze their credit profiles, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and so nobody can get anything in your name. And make sure you guys are getting your Northern LifeLock to monitor all your personal financial accounts and to monitor the dark web. Make sure none of your personal information is on there. All right, so it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware of what's going on in this real crazy world that we all are living in. All right, so shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. You motivate me keep going. You motivate me keep dropping the sauce, and you motivate me keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there is tired of being broke because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime one-on-one limited gyms are $1,000, but for limited time only, I'm doing it for 600. Yes, 600 Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right, no screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 250, 10 seats available. Ask me to get help with anything that y'all want to get help with in that time period. So let's get to work. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the crypto tour in person limited gyms, 3,500. Make sure y'all book y'all seat on the month long mentorship, $1,000. Make sure y'all checking out my vendor platforms on Telegram and the Potato App, me and your networking world. Still looking for people for the production company. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the all notification bell on my YouTube channels, my Twitches, IGs, and TikToks. Make sure y'all checking out the crypto world, because it's changing people's lives. Make sure y'all getting in where y'all fitting in with these load ups. All right, 120 and up, but for 250 and up, you sit back, relax, do nothing to receive your funds. All right, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell on all the YouTube channels and Twitches, and y'all know how to get down to any of these videos. I see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.